Dubai's airport is getting busier. Nearly 50 million passengers will come through here this year. But by the end of this decade, the figure's expected to be nearly twice that. Dubai is well on its way to overtaking the likes of Hong Kong and London as the world's busiest international airport. Currently, more than 250,000 jobs in Dubai are supported by the aviation sector, either directly or through industries like tourism. The industry is worth $22 billion. But by 2020, more than 370,000 people are expected to be supported by the industry, and it's expected to double in value to nearly $45 billion. But for this growth, Dubai's airport needs to expand. The recent announcement of nearly $8 billion in investment aims to help Dubai achieve that. New stands for planes, improved baggage facilities, and expanding the airport to cope with extra passengers. Together with profits from the likes of Dubai Duty Free, that will help boost the airport's cash flow. And in turn, that will fund Dubai's other airport on the other side of the city.
Now, it doesn't look like much now. Just a few cargo aeroplanes and plans to introduce passengers here have been delayed for the coming years. Now, the focus is very much back on the old airport, and once that reaches full capacity, this place here should be up and running. Once finished, it'll have capacity for 160 million people.
It's a big change from previous plans to open the airport to passengers this year, but one the boss says is necessary.
We're still planned to open for passengers. The difficulty is that we've only got one terminal there, and the capacity, I think, when fully developed, is between 7 and 9 million. And of course, being already at 50 million, we need an extra 40 million passengers by 2018 to be accommodated. So it's much more cost effective and feasible to expand the existing airport here at Dubai International rather than embarking on an expansion programme which could take another decade to deliver.
Cargo will be the main focus for now at this airport, but Emirates is expected to move here by the middle of the next decade. But some experts think Dubai needs to move away from its reliance on its own airline, that more business needs to come from other carriers too.
The government owns both the airline and the airport, so the plans have to be aligned, which means that the funding is there, the commitment from Emirates to grow is there, but you cannot really go after other airlines in the same way as your main goal is to satisfy the requirements of your main customer, which is Emirates.
And that's especially important as competition hots up here in the Gulf. Both Abu Dhabi and Qatar are expanding their airports too. So what will that do for these grand ambitions coming from Dubai?
Is you have these three big airlines. Obviously, Emirates has been around for over 20 years now, and that's why they've grown to the level that they are today. Etihad and Qatar, they're pretty young in terms of their fleet, but also in terms of their plans. So they have a lot of room to grow as well. At some point, there will be in a collision course, and they will have to reassess their business plans, which essentially today they are the same. They're expanding, they're looking at long-haul destinations, they're looking at transit traffic at the core of the business model, bringing in passengers from Asia to Europe and to the States and the Americas and vice versa. They're looking at the same route networks, and they're looking at the same business plan. So at some point, something has to change, and generally that will probably be the consolidation.
But for now, competition is the name of the game. With Gulf states vying for top spot, consolidation looks a long way off.